We have to push. Okay.
Okay, we're live.
Now I have to go on here with
Just minimize that.
mine. Minimize.
Browser right there.
So that's
There you
that, and there's mine. Okay. Oof.
go. We're good. Okay. 7:00. I'll call the meeting to order. Okay. We acknowledge we are gathered on Treaty 1 and Treaty 2 territories and that Manitoba is located on the treaty territories and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Anishinaabeg, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota Oete, Yanan-Sulane, Ojibwe, Nihiutawak. We acknowledge Manitoba is located on the homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Okay. Okay, first motion 2.1, confirmation of the minutes. Before we get a motion for the minutes, I just want to bring out the minutes that are from us. Some of them are, there's a few things missing. And I know the interim CEO, you've done a lot of work trying to type out. There's a number of them that have the land acknowledgement missing on. In particular, I'll hand to you there. Yeah. The one for January the 10th. The one from January the 22nd. And the one from January the 16th. I know they were all red, so.
Okay.
If you can maybe add them.
Yeah, I can
with the
add
addition. Yeah.
those after for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I just wanted to bring to consultation with you. Another one that's missing here is the transport on the minutes. I know they're not on here. The transportation meeting we had on November the 21st. We had an agenda. They weren't typed out, but they're in this, and we should really remove. What is it? You give a verbal report on the November the 21st, but we should really have some minutes for November the 21st Transportation Committee meeting.
The agenda, the minutes are looking because we had some reading issues.
What's that?
If you look on the agenda, the transportation, the minutes are.
Yes.
in.
That's right. So we need
We
to
just have to merge them over.
mark
I think it's a little while.
at the next meeting.
Yeah, I just concentrated on the
Regular
council
schedule.
ones,
Yep,
not
that's
the
fair.
committee ones.
And I'll
Yeah.
talk to you after, but
Okay.
so that's all I figured. I'll just bring that to
So I can add
everybody's attention. The
the
land acknowledgement, I think there's 3 sets of minutes,
land
and
acknowledgement.
we'll
yeah.
need a set of minutes at the next meeting for November the 21st transportation meeting. Okay, so I'll read out that motion. I'll back up confirmation of minutes. Be it resolved that the minutes of the, okay. Now we have to, November the 27th, November the 21st, December the 6th, December the 19th, January the 10th, January the 22nd.
I just made 2 resolutions just to separate last year's from this year's. That's all.
Okay,
So that doesn't include,
then I'll read it out. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the next resolution will have I thought I should
Yep, that's
separate
right.
it out
Okay,
years.
Be it resolved that the regular schedule, we'll start from the top. Regular schedule council meeting be scheduled from Tuesday, March the 19th, 2024 to Tuesday, March the 12th, 2024. So we'll go in that order, the way the agenda is written. Why don't we do that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's not the minutes. We're just rescheduling the next council meeting.
Yes, the way the resolutions are.
Okay.
You got that? So I've got the motion there.
Yeah.
I'll move that.
Yeah, move that. Can I have a second? Anybody got any questions?
It's to accommodate my vacation.
That's right. Yep. Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, so that one's out of the way. So we'll go to. So now we can go to 2.2. I'll read that up. Be it resolved that the minutes of the November 21, 2023 and December 19, 2023 regular meeting of council and the minutes of the November 27, 2023 and December the 6th, 2023 and December 19, 2023 special meetings of council be approved as stipulated.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, mover, seconder, Councilor, go ahead. Councilor Ross. Mover. Anybody? Any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carry on. Okay. So.
Mr. Chairperson, regarding 2.3, we know what the deficiencies are. Can we motion to accept them, provided that she put those,
Yes.
make those amendments?
The land done. Yep, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. So make a note of that. We'll accept them as is. Is everybody okay with that? Yeah. Okay.
I'll be resolved that the minutes of the January 16th regular meeting of council and the minutes of the January 10th, the 2024 and January 22nd, 2024 special meeting of council be approved with the noted addition of the land acknowledgement to be added to the minutes.
Can I have a second? Council, go ahead. We'll wait for the. Got a backlog of minutes.
Okay.
Okay there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Councilor Ross is the mover, Councilor Durham the seconder. Anybody got any questions? All in favor? Carried. Okay, we are on to, it's not 7:20 yet, so we'll go down to report.
Can I just say,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, go.
normally, and this council has to decide, I'm not sure what your procedure is, but I didn't want to make all of these public until we had a chance to look at them, because I wasn't here for these. So like, it's hard for me to review them. So once I was waiting for everybody here to have a look at them, and then I can make them public. But normally I would make the minutes public after the meeting, if that's okay with you folks. And because I usually have them ready within a day or two of the actual meeting. And then I don't want to wait till they're finally adopted at the following meeting, because then you're a month out.
Yeah.
If that's the
Yeah.
process that you normally follow.
Yeah, if I can make a comment, that's the way the CEO for years done it. It was, if we had a meeting on a Tuesday, they were usually published before the weekend, by Thursday or Friday.
Mhm.
I think that's okay. Then we confirm in the next.
Yeah, and they're a draft when I
Yeah.
put them out there.
That's right.
For the public, and then at the following meeting, they're formally adopted. Yeah, if that's what works for everybody. I just didn't want to do that in this case, because there were so many of them and I wasn't here for them. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay. We'll send that, we still got time here. So reports of committees, there's a couple of reports. Okay, sorry, yeah, awesome. There's no, be it resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented with the order of the altered as required. Does anybody want to move things around?
I'll move that, so we already we're moving past the delegation.
Well, it's on for 7:20. Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, can I have a second? Councilor Brown, anybody got any question? Call for the question, all in favor?
So no additions?
No. So, okay. So we still got 10 minutes. Now, reports of committees. There's a couple of reports we can probably do for, you want to give one for your utility Terry, just give people an update, what we,
Oh, the utility in Chater, the low pressure wastewater system was commissioned at the end of last week.
towards the end of last week.
And residents in that community can now start hooking up to the utility. And that's right. Letters will be going out to residents explaining what they can do for financing options or the cost of their share, so on and so forth, and the cost to the municipality.
Yeah, thanks, Terry. Yeah. I don't think we had any other meeting, but you want to give a bit of one for the KPD or?
There wasn't a lot of KPD other than the pre-budget, but we
Yeah.
haven't gone to that yet. So
Yeah, okay, we, I left it up to the vice chair to, get, but at the KPD meeting, we gave first reading to the development plan. That has been in the works for 2-3 years. All it is, the first reading. It's now in the KPD's hands now. They're advertising it. And I think it's,
gotta go back to.
yes, but they're advertising it first
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's in March.
Yeah.
So
in March. So we'll see what the public hearing does. So keep your eyes open for the advertisement. There's a procedure and a process we have to go through. And we had our first pass of the budget on KPD. It's premature, but on the Cornwallis side, what's on paper here is we have to, it's gonna be different than last year. Last year we spent, both municipalities contributed 26,000. This year, we're asked to contribute 43 versus 15. So we're just gonna have a good discussion with that, two representatives from Cornwallis, and can't really say I'm in favor yet. We asked for some information. I've got some questions, but we'll deal that at the KPD meeting. So just thought I would give that a heads up. But it's kind of nice to see that first reading done in the Keystone Planning, really long-awaited development. So that's all we got for reports, and we had our first budget meeting. We'll have a little bit more later on. Okay, we'll accept the motion for the verbal reports. Yeah, we don't need to vote on it, but those are verbal reports. Hopefully down the road we can put them in writing. Okay, there's no reception of petitions. Communications. I'll read the motion. Albeit resolved that the Council of the RM of Cornwallis approve the communication as presented with the following items moved to general business. So we're gonna, that's where I sent that email out to avoid confusion. Can we move I recommend that we take those grant things, should we, if council's in favor, move them to the finance committee meeting? Because we haven't approved our budget yet and there's requests for grants in here. So I'm just wondering I'm getting when I get,
let's take them all together.
yeah, put them all
For budget
together.
purposes.
And for budget purposes, even the Elton Collegiate one. So if it's okay for everybody, I'll make a motion for that. Or I'll read the motion under communications. And with the following items, all the grant items be moved to the finance committee. Okay, and I have a move for that. Then we'll pick with Councilor Maxwell.
I'll second.
Councilor Ross. Okay, so now let's identify which ones we want moved, just so we're all on the same. 7.1, okay. 7.4, if everybody's okay with that.
7.5.
You want 7.5 there as well? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm okay. 7.5, that's over here. Yeah, 7.5, okay, you got that?
So 7.2,
Yes, no, 7.1. 7.1,
sorry, 7.1,
okay,
7,
7.4,
7.4, and 7.5 to not general business, but just
to
to
finance.
Finance committee.
to
Finance
finance
committee. Budget.
committee. Budget meeting. Okay.
Should 7.6 be moved to general business?
Yeah, you want to?
Well,
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
an amendment to your resolution there.
yeah. Well, I just read it out and Ed moved it and you seconded it, so I'm just reading them out. I've got numbers of phone calls, folks, or in text that it's hard to hear from the owl. They said there's only about two of us that can hear, so that's why I'm trying to read it out loud and ask for a mover and a seconder. So no offense, but I think the owl is not picking up the voices. So yeah, so Ed is, Council Maxwell, you're the mover. Do you want a friendly amendment to move Councilor Ross' request? So, are you okay, Councilor Ross, to move that 7.6 to general business? And 7.7 really should be as well. We can if you want, or deal with it right then and there. Why don't we move 7.7 to general business as well, if everybody's okay with it? Seven point eight, actually. Yeah, that's what my email was about.
Right, so
Yeah.
I normally do them in the, like, if you want me to, I can do that from now on, but I normally just do the resolution, the action that came out of that correspondence
Yeah.
in the communications section itself, because otherwise your general business gets really
Yeah.
large, so,
It's the first time all this. So
yeah,
we'll
I
work with
mean,
you.
yeah.
It was short time.
So
Okay.
7.1, 7.4, and 7.5 go to the finance committee budget meetings, and 7.6 and 7.6, 7.7, and 7.8 to
General business. Got it. Want me to read that over again?
Good, I think.
Refreshing. Scary. Yeah, I didn't see it here. Yeah. Okay, we've moved those to general business. Anybody got any questions? I'll call for the question. All in favor? So we moved it around. Okay, so now now we're at communications. Of the true communications, we got 2 more minutes, so I'll have a motion to be it resolved that the communications agenda, item 7.9, be received as information. And I have a mover. That's strictly the communications sections under 7.9. Seven point nine. Yeah, to receive it. 7.9. Can I have a second? Councillor Graham seconds it, so we'll receive and file them. Anybody got any?
I have one question.
Yeah.
I'll try and speak up. I'm a
Yeah.
low talker. The accessibility fund there, I know we're putting new doors on the front here, which I'm wondering if we can get any funding for that. on the Community Future Center. I don't know whether that's an option. We're redoing the front here, that's in the budget anyways. I just wondered whether we can be able to look into that and see what it's.
Good point. Yeah.
It's the one that's in there. In my case, not, we, I know that we got the doors sort of the price on those, I don't think, we're not agreed to anything, but it's just we're perhaps proceeding.
So we're gonna, CEO is gonna check in to see if there's grant money available. Is that what you're asking?
That's what
Yeah,
he's got.
great. Yeah. Okay, anybody else do the second or? Wants to go ahead? Any questions? Anybody else? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, we'll start off at 7.10 after the delegation, and at 7:21, we'll move up to reception of delegations. Pat Warburton, can we get you to come up and state your name? 10 minutes, we'll put the time on. Just give me a second here. Sorry. You can introduce yourselves and we'll record.
My name is Patricia Warburton, and I reside at Lake Clemente. I understand that sometimes my voice doesn't carry, so I'll do my best and try to get done in 10 minutes. Good evening, Reeve, Interim Chief Administrative Officer, and council members. As a member of a constituency that borders and shares a boundary with your municipality, I would like to speak to you today about communication, citizen engagement, and representation. I'm committed to respectful and democratic conduct. I would like to explore the benefits of and with the focus of communication with citizen engagement representation. Every municipality has a duty to facilitate public participation by ensuring that citizens have the necessary information and effective opportunity to exercise this right. There is a repeated flavor of the need of accountability and transparency. Administrative deficiencies have given rise to complaints. Political acuity is required for balance and transparency. There's a sense of chaos. This is not unique to this municipality and is being witnessed in many municipalities in Manitoba. However, the Chief Administrative Officer, intern on that, manages the daily administrative operations, provides input for strategic planning, prepares meeting agendas, and collaborates on policy implementation. The Municipal Act requires all municipalities to establish a code of conduct for their employees, which also includes the Chief Administrative Officer and Interim Chief Administrative Officers. Accountability and transparencies are the hallmarks of good government. We as constituents expect professionalism and behavior in a manner that upholds public confidence in local government. Council is democratically elected as representatives of the community. Council members are responsible for listening, engaging with the public, and consider the best interests of the whole municipality and neighboring municipalities. Our recent experience demonstrates a reckless indifference. It was not an honest mistake, but a reckless indifference demonstrated by proceeding with the project without notification to all those involved, including not only the constituents of this very municipality, but also our neighbors, our municipality. We understand decisions were made without further input from those involved. The absence of input can result in individuals forming the belief that the decision maker was biased or decision itself is unfair. In order to remove the mystery from decision-making, it must include a level playing field and ensure that all residents can participate effectively, and the municipality must take steps to build its capacity for the local community to participate. It is vital that the municipal council and staff have the skills to facilitate community participation. Municipalities must therefore build a capacity of local councillors and staff to ensure they are able to foster meaningful community participation and not act alone. Municipal administrators have key responsibilities. They take a key role in promoting and building community, develop positive relationships, and maintain open communication with all stakeholders and constituencies of interest to the municipality. A good example of negating responsibilities would be our most recent experience when hearing of discussions that had taken place for the further planning of building Lake Clemente. We had made contact with the interim chief administrative officer, Marlene Biles, who reported she had never heard tell of any such discussion or mention since the last presentation approximately 1 year ago, and denied any recent meetings. We then inquired with the two council members we had heard were involved and denied any communication with the two council members. Upon contact with the two council members, we were informed by both council members that they were acting on their own accord, and the interim chief administrative officer was not aware because she was only intern. They both indicated contact was made for water service licensing along with a grant already applied for, and mentioned there would be, or could be, an expropriation or easement of the landowner's land to place a drainage out of Clear Lake. The provincial body clearly stated that all affected landowners, including those downstream and those living around the lake, would need to sign off for any future damages and loss. This documentation we've never been presented with, nor have we ever signed such a document. We also understand that wetlands in the lake were protected from any further drainage. Now you can see the paradigm of trust shift. This planning did not include those who also lived on the shores of Lake Murray, but also did not include the adjacent municipality of Oakland Water Mesa. Can you imagine how we felt to discover that in early November, this very interim chief administrative officer, Monica Donnells, and 2 council members held a meeting with the landowner and did not invite their very own lead or other council members to this meeting, nor were constituents or adjacent Arlen council invited, despite the impact that this decision would have on others. This lack of transparency, but also the blatant lies regarding involvement and or meetings held by the interim chief administrative officer and 2 council members who sought to address the landowner with this action today is quite disturbing. We submitted a letter to be shared at the time of last council meeting. It was only addressed as other emails and letters, and it was placed in a file to be recorded as received and upon inquiry by email addressed to the interim chief administrative officer, Maureen Bowes. Following the meeting, we received an email that stated your very informative letter was received, and then the additions to the agenda was acknowledged as the following resolution. I went on to say your email has been dealt with by council and will not appear on the next council meeting agenda. Your correspondence will be filed with all of the materials and emails, letters that were received. I'm sorry, but what did we miss? There was no accountability for actions, not to mention the lack of transparency, but the blatant lies we still find quite disturbing. How does this council function when decisions affecting so many are made by individuals acting on their own accord and not involving the constituents of a neighboring municipality? We can assume our letter is no longer attached to the file, so today I'm submitting another hard copy for the file. This letter also addressed not only our experience, but also includes our concerns related to Lake Clemente, but yet our letter placed in a file of unknown, and it's unknown to public. Now, this past week, one of these 2 council members made contact with one family who had sent several emails to your office. He reported indicated that the emails were not answered since December due to Christmas break, and followed by staffing changes, and new staff didn't know what to do with the emails, so that's why he called. This fosters distrust in the system. A system taxpayers, the constituents, are relying on for up-to-date information. What happened to procedures and protocol? The Municipal Act obliges municipalities to have procedures to receive and respond to constituents. Municipal administrators have key responsibilities, one of which is maintaining open communication with all stakeholders and constituencies of interest to municipality. I will now read the part of our letter, as I've already addressed the first part dealing with our treatment received upon our inquiry. Our families reside at Lake Clemente for 48 years. The lake has gone up and down. Mother Nature does her own work, and over the past 2 years, for instance, been drier than the last 10 to 12. We feel now we are entering into a dry spell. The sloughs are drying up that were once full, and the lake itself has dropped 6 inches since the initial drainage occurred. Our belief is to let Mother Nature look after the lake. Although the lake is not at the desired level the engineer had initially identified, what has been drained to date, along with the evaporation rate, it has made the one house in question out of harm's way. A good alternative, such as building a berm and artificial bridge, would be an effective suggestion and make more sense than lowering the lake again, affecting multitudes of people once more, not to mention the spending of additional taxpayer dollars. We trust that all avenues will be explored and ideas considered to assist with any decision made regards. The RM of Cornwallis needs to remember this was a one-off situation, a 100-year flood, that the table, water table, and delayed response to the flood, and it's now receding. In closing, we would like you to look at your municipal communication, citizen engagement, representation with the goal of inclusivity of all stakeholders when planning for something that will impact a vast number of ratepayers. And I thank you. I have our letter to place to file, please.
Can we have a motion to receive and file the delegation letters?
Any questions?
Anybody?
I'll make a motion to receive the delegation for the correspondence.
Okay, second. Councilor Rohan, does anybody have a question for the delegate? Ms. Warburton? I'll make a comment. We'll make sure that the letters get filed under Lake Clemente as communication.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Shut the timer off. Okay, so now we are going down. Oh, sorry, I'll call for the question. All in favor of receiving? Yeah, carried. Okay. Now, we're at 7.10. Can I make a recommendation, Bob, that you might want to, I've got a motion here to read out for 7.10. You want to stay in the room? I mean, it's a,
I don't
It's
have nothing to hide, but.
yeah, it's a letter of complaint, so we may as well deal with it.
Really nothing to deal with.
Okay, folks, the letter is in front of you, we've all read it. I'll make a motion for the RM of Cornwallis, CAO, the Reeve, and the deputy Reeve, get a legal opinion, or have a meeting with the municipal lawyer to get a legal opinion on this letter. There's my motion. No seconder? Okay. Anybody else have a motion or something? It's an action item, so.
Just so we can discuss it, I'll motion it.
For what?
Or, sorry, I'll second.
Second, to get a legal opinion? Like, that's.
So we can enter
Yeah,
into discussion about
okay,
it.
good. So we got a motion. Yeah. Now, the reason being, it's a letter of complaint about conflict of interest, a complaint letter from a resident that's alleging that the municipal act was violated. So I think in this case, we've got no other choice but to seek a legal opinion. Just a legal opinion for now. We're not taking any other action.
I think that's a waste of council's money for a legal opinion to be drawn from something that's clearly outlined in the municipal act as not being a conflict of interest.
Is it clearly outlined?
Absolutely.
It is. You've read the act? Yep.
Mr. Chairperson, this did come up one other time before, and I recall the counselor did seek a legal opinion, and did they not say he's not in conflict of interest?
Yes.
Mr. Chairperson, I've never seen a letter. We have never gotten a legal opinion from the municipal lawyer. It is a complaint, and at the end of the day, I mean, it's council's wish, so. As far as wasting taxpayers' money, I mean, we've got multiple other things. I'm kind of impressed that, and happy that council's finally looking at wasting taxpayers' money. I believe we should be frugal with taxpayers' money, but in this case, it's just going and getting a legal opinion to put it to rest, because complaints should be dealt with. Yeah, just leaving it there dormant is not dealing with. We've had many over the year, last year. We're just receiving them as filed, and I don't think it's wrong. When the complaint comes in, I think they have to be dealt with. And I don't think there's anybody, no staff or council qualified to give a legal opinion on that. Investigation, this is an investigation. This is a seeking legal opinion.
Do you have any idea how much
Yeah.
seeking that opinion would cost?
No idea. I mean, it's just a legal opinion. Set up a meeting first and then get a quotation. At least you've dealt with it, then we can ask them.
I think, I'll make a comment on it if you want to. The proper process, if there's a conflict of interest, is for the person declaring that to go to the Court of King's Bench and file it. And it'll cost them $300. And I'm saying, let them go ahead. And the we have to fight. So, and let's do it. So I won't support going for a legal opinion. Let's provide the response that our interim CAO has formulated, and let it go at that.
Why doesn't somebody reach out to our government?
Excuse me?
liaison?
Excuse me, we got a closed meeting here. So that's motions on the floor.
I'm just reading the CAO's letter here. And then your last paragraph there, Mr. Chairperson, it states that council does not investigate
No.
these complaints.
That's investigate. We're not investigating. The complaint, if you read the complaint and, or the allegations, seek a legal opinion. There's nobody qualified in this office or around this council chamber to give an opinion on a legal matter.
That's straight out of the municipal act that you apply to the court in King's Bench. An electorate has, it's their desire to go to the court of King's Bench, they have that right.
So-
And the council member has, if it's been violated, the court of King's Bench would determine.
So
It has
what-
nothing to do with the council.
Yeah, but it's our own council member that is being a taxpayer, if it is indeed true.
I'm not asking it, it's in the act, it's in the municipal
That's
act.
the law.
Yeah, well, so no, what I'm saying, yeah, you have to go to Queen's Bench to get the declaration, but the opinion, you don't go get an opinion from the Queen's Bench, you get that from
And if you need for
a
what?
qualified,
To-
to see if you
To interpret
violated the act.
That's the act. That's what it says for people to do if they have.
To get-
litigation counsel.
No, a court makes a judgment, a
Yeah, but
lawyer.
if they want
Well, I'm not a
initiate-
lawyer, I'm just gonna, the motion's on the floor, I'm not gonna argue. To me, asking residents to spend their own money if a council member of any council
Investigate.
has violated the act, I think it's unfair. So at the end of the day, we'll just, yeah,
I mean, that's the municipal act.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
okay,
It's the municipal
we'll,
act.
got anything else as a seconder? No. Yeah, you got anybody else? Yeah. I'll call for the question. All in favor to go seek a legal opinion? Okay. Against?
I can't say
Okay.
that.
Defeated. Okay,
Now we make a motion to follow up to the correspondence provided by our interim CAO be forwarded on to the complainant.
so you want to make a motion to forward the response letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
No, second.
second. Got any discussion? All in favor? Yep, I'm against that because to me, it's not a legal opinion. Okay. 7.1.
So, hang on, so Ed moved that
Ed moved that.
I said,
and
No.
Shane seconded it?
You mean
Yeah, he seconded it.
the correspondence letter?
Yeah, he seconded
Yeah, the second, yeah.
response.
So 3 in each one. Okay. 8.1, I'll read it over. Be it resolved.
On
Council,
accounts, I'm gonna step out for this because,
for this one?
well, there's so many damn accounts here.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Well-
we're supposed to look through them all.
Pardon me. Okay, if you choose to step out, that's fine. I respect that.
Well, I always
What
do.
happened to 7?
Yeah. I respect that. That's fine.
Didn't get the question.
I don't know.
Okay,
You're
So-
moving on to 8.1. What happened to 7-Eleven?
but you moved it, didn't you? So, I thought we moved it down to general business,
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
correct?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, we moved it to general business at 7-Eleven.
Which one?
I made a motion to send the response.
Yeah, we voted.
Did we vote on it?
7, 8.
Yes, yeah,
She's
we
for-
voted.
she's-
Yeah. I voted against it, and 3-1. Okay, so we did move 7-Eleven down to,
Okay. My mistake.
remind me later. Okay, now we're at 8.1.
I got it.
So I'll read that nice and loud. Be it resolved that council hereby adopt and approve the list of accounts for expenses checks numbered 1166-8 to 1186-4 for a total amount of $5,392,318.42. And further be resolved that council hereby approve January 25, 2024 payroll for $12,988.95 and February the 8th, 2024 payroll for $8,150.86. And further resolved that council approve council's indemnities and expenses for November of $5,491.63 and December of $4,387.32. There's the motion. And I have a mover. Councillor Drohan is the mover. Councillor Maxwell seconds it. Any questions? Yeah, just for the audience, the 5 million, a lot of that is school taxes. We were busy writing checks. Okay. Anybody any questions? I'll call for the question. All in favor? Okay, carry. Now, what else? I think we should be able to get Councillor Brown.
I'm sorry there was so many, but they didn't do any in the last meeting of December. None were done, and then January didn't have the meeting, so yeah, there's an unusually large number of them.
Thanks, Holly. That's a great explanation. There was a backlog, and
Yeah.
we're still working on some of the backlogs. Yeah. So thanks a lot for clarifying that. Okay. Wait. 8.1 we dealt with.
Yeah, I have a question about 8.1.
Mhm.
So you normally put a list of accounts for approval to the public. And what do you do with the indemnities? Like, how is council wanting that to look? Do you do the actual indemnity sheet where you claim your expenses? Like,
The way it was done for 15, 20 years. What?
Just a dollar amount.
No, for 15, 20 years, I'll give you an example. Like, it used to be, they had the mileage on there, the hourly rate, the indemnity and everything in a spreadsheet for each council member.
And does that not look like your indemnity sheets? Like,
No, it's
don't
totally
your
different.
indemnity sheets show your hours and your mileage and?
I think it does.
Yeah, it does, but not the total. Like what we fill in, we don't put totals down. All we do is the indemnity and the hours and the cell phone, whoever claims that, okay?
Okay, so
So-
there's no totals.
No,
on
there's
there.
no total. But if you go back to April 2022 and back, you'll see it on every minute. It shows absolutely everything, all the expenses and everything.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I want to do it that way because it lists some information in there like CPP deductions and everything, which you really don't need to make public. But we used to have that the indemnity sheet would be on there and it would list everything you're claiming for. And then there was totals on the bottom and it also had your signature. So maybe we could look towards something like
Yep.
that
Yep. in
in the future,
It should, in my
which
opinion-
shows what you're claiming.
yeah, what's very deceiving, the one that's sitting in front of us now, there's very low numbers. For example, if somebody enrolls in a health plan, that's $400, that's deducted. So it looks like the council member's getting
Made less, right,
a
right.
dollar
yes.
amount.
Yeah,
We need to,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong showing
Yeah.
all the deductions. You don't have to show what deduction it is, but if you would show the deduction.
okay,
And
okay,
then we need to, the public, in my opinion,
okay.
we shouldn't have to hide it, the actual dollar what it costs the public.
Yeah.
And even actually, what business it got attended.
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would be.
And that would be in what you claim.
Mhm.
Whereas that normally doesn't get broken up by administration.
Yeah.
That's why if you do your submission,
Yeah.
what you attended and what you did, that would have that information in there. We could put the totals on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it would have your signature on it. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll work
Yeah,
towards that.
and there was a pass, and I think Council Brohan, you're still working on the indemnity bylaw, so maybe we can include that, like part of the bylaw.
This one.
Yes, that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a bunch of-
That one still does not have like what you did and what you attended.
No,
Right.
it did.
Just have a general.
Y- y-
convention and then so many dollars.
Yeah,
Mileage and so many dollars.
I think we should be very transparent. It's taxpayers' money, so shouldn't be any issue keeping. Okay. So if that's the only question you got, we can ask Council Brown to come back in.
Well, if
sorry.
there's anything about any payroll for his,
Oh,
he's gonna
yeah,
stay
that's
out,
right. Well, no, we did the payroll.
did we?
I
Yes,
can
we-
separate that in the future so that he can still be here
Yes,
for
we did
the
the-
rest of the accounts and separate out the payroll.
We did the payroll.
Mhm.
Yeah, this-
I can put them on two different resolutions and that way he can be here for
That's
the
good.
list of accounts.
Exactly. Yeah, thanks, Holly.
Yeah.
Just for Councilor Brown, so Councilor Brown, the CEO made reference to, it was quite a backlog, sorry for putting all that together. We're gonna separate it in the future, the payroll from your son's, just like we used to do, so it's gonna take some time here. So. Okay, I'll read the next one nice and loud. This is, there's a note here.
Ye-
What we're going to approve here is this is only the council's information. Kerry continues to work on, to reconcile the various accounts. This is subject to change and will adopt the final December 31, 2023 at another time when the accounts are accurate and up to date. Note, our usually auditor entries are in the final to adopt. So I'm just basically making a point here that Kerry's still trying to clean up.
Yeah, that's my notes. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
didn't want
yeah.
to go ahead and approve something that isn't really accurate and
Yeah.
there's going to be changes. So we need a bit more time
Yeah.
to get those accounts up to date and more accurate. And
So
then
we
I
don't
can
need to
give you
receive them.
the,
It was just,
then you can adopt
Yeah.
the
okay,
financial statement. But yeah.
okay. So we've got the one for the indemnity, eh? I'll make a motion to approve council's action. We did that one, so
Mhm.
it's all. So we just want to leave the financial statements the way they are, not adopt them.
No, because that one is going
Okay.
to change. Again, it's just preliminary. And rather than adopting it, there's going to be
Okay.
quite a
Well,
few changes.
Yeah.
No action.
So, no action.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
just wanted you to have the information, but yeah.
Now, while we're on that note, even though we don't have a motion, in the future, can we, and that used to be the practice as well, to show all the financial records to the public before we even adopt them? They were always visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I would do that
Yeah.
normally, and that's why I haven't done this with the preliminary
okay.
one again,
Yeah,
because
That's fair.
there's just, I mean, there's some expenses and income that haven't been
Yeah,
correctly
okay.
recorded that we're still working on.
Okay, so we'll go to 8.3. Be it resolved that the budget meetings be scheduled for Wednesday, March the 6th, 2024 at 4 PM and Wednesday, March the 27th, 2024 at 4 PM, if required. Be it further resolved that the financial plan public hearing be scheduled for Tuesday, April the 23rd, 2024 at 7 PM. I'm gonna put that in there, 7, because normally we do have the public hearing at 7.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what
Yep.
yeah,
So there's the motion. The way it was typed out, I've got some questions, but we'll put it on the table first.
Yeah, I'll second that,
No,
or
you-
I'll
Move it.
I'll move the motion.
Okay, Council Maxwell seconds it. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Mr. Chairperson, I sent an email to the CEO the other day for the meeting that's happening at the end of February, and I asked it to be done at 5 o'clock. I'd also like these two to be done at 5 o'clock as well.
That's fair. I read it the way it was typed out, so I just wanted to make sure we can make a friendly amendment. If I can make a recommendation, we're a working community, and most people, could we do it for 7 o'clock, or is that too late?
Well, I'm just being mindful of the people that have to commute.
Yeah.
It's,
You send them all the way home, then send them all the way back from, say, Shiloh. It's kind of a- but
well,
at
I'm thinking of the
5 o'clock,
CAO who's got to drive a
oh, that
portage.
too, Yeah, but then too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 5 o'clock, so you want to make a friendly amendment to your motion?
I do.
Okay, so we'll change the time to 5 o'clock, and Council Maxwell agrees.
sorry, I'm, so 5 o'clock for the budget meetings. So from 4 to 5.
On March the
And the
27th.
public hearing can happen at 7.
Yeah, the public hearing was always at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a question. Isn't there one on the 28th?
There's one at the 28th of February as well.
Should it be included in
It should probably be included.
that? Okay, there's one on the 28th, so at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Because I have 4.
Did I miss February?
We just discussed 4, but
Yeah.
So February, I thought I had put that in there.
February the 28th, I think, so.
February 28th.
Feb 6th of March and 27th of March
Oh, I missed that
for
one.
the budget meetings.
February 28th, 2024.
28th of February, March 6th, and March 26th, if we need.
March 6th and March 27th.
Yeah.
And that one's at 5 PM as well,
Yeah.
then on the 28th. Oh, yeah, I missed that one.
Okay, so I'll reread it. That's just so it's clear. Be it resolved that the budget meetings be scheduled for Wednesday, March the 6th, 2024 at 5 PM, and Wednesday, back up. March the 27th, 2024 at 4 PM, and add February the 28th at 5 PM as well. 'Cause,
Yeah, March 27th at 5 PM as well.
yes, all the meetings are at 5, but we're adding February
20.
28th to this
That's right.
motion. Okay.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Okay. And further resolved that the financial plan hearing be scheduled for Tuesday, April the 23rd, 2024 at 7 PM. Okay, so you're okay with moving the friendly amendment? Okay, anybody got any questions? Call for the question, all in favor? Okay, there. Carried. Okay. Bylaws. 9.1. Be it resolved that the bylaw 1724-02, 2024, being a bylaw to establish an infrastructure reserve fund, be hereby read at first time.
I'll make that motion.
Second, we can't discuss it, it's first reading. Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Next one, be it resolved, bylaw 1725-0224, be a bylaw to establish an election reserve fund, be hereby read for the first time. Have a mover, Council Maxwell, second, Council Brown. Can't discuss it.
Okay,
Going too fast, sorry.
no, I have a question. You can't discuss it?
We were always told you can't discuss the first reading. That's what we were always told. I'd like to make a comment at least for the public.
So who told you that? You can discuss it. It's.
That was the lawyer.
Yeah.
That,
And actually, even before that, we've always,
Been that way for years.
yeah, one. You remember about Councilor Brown? Like, we've never been
Yeah,
able to,
We were always led to believe
Yeah.
that first reading wasn't debatable.
yeah,
Okay, well, I've never experienced that. So the first reading is the chance to,
make changes.
yeah, if you have it, it's your first look. It can be changed and amended for the second. Obviously, the third, there could be changes on the third, but it's the third and final, so there's no changes.
Yeah.
So I've always discussed them at the first reading. That's what it is. It's a reading of the bylaw.
We've
Like,
Done that as long as I can remember.
that's interesting.
Holiday.
Maybe it has to do with the public hearings. Sometimes you give first reading and then you have a public hearing and you receive information, but not these bylaws. They don't,
Now,
there's no hearings
in
on
the
them.
past, when we did have a bylaw, it used to go to the Ledge and Finance Committee or to a committee. So that's where we would actually discuss what we want in there. Then administration would type it out for us and then we give it first reading because normally everything would be in there.
Hmm.
So why don't we look at it? We can,
Yeah, like
and you can get clarification for us. But that's the way I was always led to believe, that you cannot debate first reading.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I can look at it a bit more and tell you
Okay.
what it says in the municipal act, but yeah.
But we'll wait for all of it before we introduce the next one.
you're going to undo 30 years of legislation.
Well, I've never heard of that before. It's like it.
Okay. Okay, we'll go to 9.3. Yep.
Is that right?
Well, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, for the second one, she just asked she had a question. That's why we started back into the debate here. So she's gonna get clarification for us. And, okay, so 9.3, be it resolved, bylaw 1726-02, 2024, being a bylaw to establish a natural disaster reserve fund, be hereby read the first time. Can I have a mover?
Sure.
Yeah, Councilor Rohan. Second, Councilor Maxwell. Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Zoning bylaw, 9.4, trucker. Be it resolved that bylaw 1727-0224, being a bylaw to create a water tanker repair and replacement reserve fund, be hereby read for first time. Can I have a mover?
I'll move.
Councilor Brown, seconder. Councilor Grohan. No, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. And, 9.5, be it resolved that bylaw 1728-02, 2024, being a bylaw to amend the rural municipality of Cornwallis zoning bylaw number 1664-03, 2016, as amended. for PT Northwest 241018 WPM, more specifically Lot 7, Plan 57994, reclassified from RR10 to RR5, be hereby read for first time. I have a mover. Councilor Rohan, and I have a second here. Councilor Brown. Call for the question. All in favor? Okay. Okay.
And so this one is going to have a public hearing yet, because you're changing
Yeah.
your zoning bylaw.
Mhm.
But this just allows us to,
Advertise.
yeah,
Yeah.
go out there and advertise. And I did get pretty specific in my wording on this bylaw amendment, because I do find a lot of the times you have amendments to your zoning bylaw and you don't kind of know what they are. And this one was done specifically because of a subdivision.
Yeah.
So it does have a specific area.
Okay, we'll read it and we'll, when it's public advertised, we can discuss it then. Okay. So we're going to unfinished business, 10.1. Okay, whereas the RMF Cornwallis has an agreement with the city of Brandon to provide firefighting services in our municipality. And whereas a water tanker jointly owned by the RM of Elton and the RM of Cornwallis is necessary to provide effective firefighting services. Therefore, be it resolved that the RM of Cornwallis enter into an agreement with the city of Brandon and the RM of Elton for the purchase, use, and maintenance of a water tanker. Further resolved that the Reeve and the CAO be hereby authorized to sign the said agreement on behalf of the municipality. Have a mover? Councilor Gohan is the mover. Councilor Maxwell, get it on the table. Does anybody have any questions?
Mr. Chairperson, didn't we just create a reserve fund for our own water truck?
That's our own.
That's right.
This is the one that the city.
Two different trucks.
Two different trucks.
Pardon me?
It's a pumper truck.
One's a pumper, one's for water at the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to make more clarity on that.
Yeah. So just an alternative.
Okay.
We've got our own water truck.
That's right.
Okay. The one, this one is the one that the city of Brandon houses, operates it on behalf, that Cornwallis and Elton purchased 4 years ago. They own it, manage it, and everything, so it's, they bring water out to our municipality with the fire emergency service. Two different water trucks here.
So
Did you see the note from Elton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the only.
So the bylaw was for, completely different.
That's for our.
This,
So
no,
one's,
this is for the city.
No, the other. Golden River,
Oh,
she was.
yeah, I thought, I'm confused because I thought they were one and the same.
no,
So,
no, we got two.
so
Well,
that's for the fire truck.
well, for the city.
Brandon Fire Department.
Yes,
Not this one. The bylaw was for the fire truck reserve. And this one is for the tanker.
No.
no,
Okay, now there's the way.
The
Okay.
reserve is for the water tanker that Cornwallis owns.
that's in the possession of the city. This one here, the one,
No, the one earlier.
oh, the one earlier, yeah,
The one we
yeah.
did earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the water tanker that RM.
That's our own.
So this is the one that the city uses to go around watering flowers with, right?
That's what I'm going, that's gonna come up in the discussion. You're absolutely right.
It says it right there.
And that's the, I'll get the mover to make his first comment. I've got concerns the way that agreement is. I'd like to,
Yeah, so
Yes. So concern I have for that agreement, the way it is, they can use it to wash down boulevards and water flowers. I'm not so sure if that's fair for Elton and Cornwallis.
Well, I think that'd be more of a using the machinery, is what that is for, instead of sitting dormant, to actually use it. Machines like,
Yeah, make sure it's working.
make sure it's working all the
Well,
time.
what's not,
They'd be putting water in it.
what's not outlined in the agreement is the priority that if we have a fire, well, let us finish watering our plants first.
Oh, I don't think that would be in there, but maybe we can check into it. I don't think it would, but.
It's pretty loose.
Now, the tanker though, that they're using with that poly tank, that's the one they primarily use to water the flowers. That's not our truck. Our truck is a fairly large
Big
one.
red and white, sits on 13 feet.
Yeah, it's a very impressive truck. The only concern I have here, if their truck needs to get replaced, will they use ours on a full-time basis? That's, I would question that agreement, maybe send it back and put some parameters in there that only in emergency can they use it for watering flower pots, because that's a big truck to be driving around watering
You've
flower.
actually seen it walking flowers?
Well, no, it says right here.
Oh, it says it in there.
Well,
Have they actually done it?
Well, the agreement is right in
No, I
front
know,
of
but
you.
have they done it, or
Well, no, they're asking for it.
they're asking?
They're
for
asking.
flowers?
Well, yeah,
So,
that's why I'm bringing it
I
up.
would think it's because of the movement of equipment, but.
Wait.
That's usually what you want to do, you don't want to sit dormant, but.
That's the concern. It's clause number 6. The city shall be entitled to use the water tanker on a limited basis for such things as watering trees, washing down boulevards, and fighting grass fires within the city limits. I have no problem with the firefighting within the city, but the watering trees and flower pots is a concern. I think we need to, I mean, you guys moved it. I'd like to renegotiate that.
Also, the thing about the repairs, they'll born repairs up to $250, and everything else will be shared equally. But I can't see on a truck that size, a single repair costing less than
I
$250.
agree.
If they're going to be using it 90% of the time, they should be responsible for 90% of the repairs.
I've got a recommendation, just a recommendation, it's on the floor, is to send it back to the Legend Finance Committee. No, if that's okay, the Finance Committee.
Is there any timing on
Well, we need time, we can't do it tonight.
it? Do they need time, because I know Elton was looking.
Yeah, they were, and this was carried over, and I wasn't sure why it was carried over from the December meeting.
We didn't handle anything in, like, we handled very little in December,
Right.
so.
So what was the other thing that you were saying about that we should sort of limit the use for emergencies, and the other
Number-
about expenses? What
Number
was that?
6, that shall be entitled to use water tanker on a limited basis for such things as watering trees, washing down, fighting grass fires within city.
Clause number
You want more
6.
of a clarification.
Yeah, no, I get that one. What was the other one that you said?
Clause
Something?
number 3, where they would borne costs up to $250.
Up to 250. So you think it should be like twice as much? Or?
Well,
You wouldn't be able to retire.
no,
Mhm.
no. If they're going to be the primary user of the asset, they should be primarily responsible for, and charge us a fee if that's the case for use. But it's not a very
Yeah, because they have big oil changes and tune-ups and those are not cheap.
yeah.
So. I just want more clarification.
Okay.
But as for clause 6, I wouldn't have a problem with fighting grass fires.
No, absolutely not.
Big outfit like that, watering trees,
But it says
washing
within.
down boulevards.
It says within city limits only. Then.
I know, but that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that's a big, I mean, we paid big dollars for it. And we're gonna now create a reserve to replace it, so we need to ask them to monitor their hours, limit them. Yeah. Okay, so I think the motion was
Send it.
no action and send it to the
Finance.
committee meeting.
Yeah.
Legend Finance Committee meeting, okay? Good, okay.
Get to vote on it.
Okay, I'll call for the question to send it to Legend Finance Committee meeting. All in favor? Great. Okay. Okay, be it resolved that we hereby appoint the following two council members and alternate members to the Keystone Planning District. Dave Hofer, Councillor Grohan, and alternate Councillor Ross. Here's my motion. Leave it as is. And have a mover.
Wait a minute.
Have a mover?
Yeah, she said wait.
Oh,
Sorry. Hang on, I was still on the water tanker. So, and I left those blank and you filled them in. So, okay, what's the,
Reeve Hofer, Councillor Grohan,
oops.
and
Sorry.
Councillor Ross, just like it has been for the last year. Because
Hofer.
have a mover.
Oh, move.
Second? Second,
So
yeah,
we're,
okay. Any questions?
So we're moving appointments around.
What's that?
So we're moving appointments around.
Well, it's a good point, but with the,
It just has
with the-
council members, it doesn't have to be.
yeah, but normally it's the chairs on there, has been for years, always the chair. But with the budget and the public hearing coming on, we can revisit this in a couple of months. I mean, we've been sitting in on it for a year. Do you don't wanna?
No, I'm saying, I'm just-
sorry, I missed who moved that.
Council Ross moved it, Council Grohan seconded.
Second. And then I missed the names again. So
Reeve Hofer,
Reeve Hofer and
Councillor Grohan are the two appointees, and the alternate is Council Ross.
so one Drohan and the alternate is Councillor Ross.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. It stays the same as it was the last year. Okay, any other questions? Oh, call for the question. All in favor? Yeah, carried.
Yeah, this was just on there from carryover and
Yeah. that- we
From
didn't
the
have a
last
chance to
meeting.
do it. Okay, 10.3, be it resolved that council confirm the following dates. Board of Revision, November the 19th, 2024 at 7:15 PM. Tax impact meeting with Manitoba Assessment, June 18th, 2024 at 7 PM. Can I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Yeah, Council.
Second.
So, mover is Maxwell, seconder is Council Ross. Does anybody have a question? Okay, call
Where's
it,
it come from?
what?
Where does it come from? Just the general correspondence? or-
Yes, yeah, it came to me for some reason and I forwarded it to Terry and to Holly. I don't know why it came to me, but it's an annual thing. Yeah, we have to. It came to the Reeve and I don't know why, from the province. So,
I think the
Yeah.
gals just didn't know what to do
Yeah,
with it in the
so
absence,
I
so
just
they sent
forwarded
it to
and
you.
Sherry. Yeah, call for the question. All in favor? Okay, so the dates are set. Hmm. Next one. There's no resolution on 10.4. So it's almost just like communication.
Yeah, I just wanted,
yeah.
I mean, you spoke to it in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
report. So the letters have went out and there's just an update from the engineer.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no real resolution,
No
just,
problem. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion for the next one here. Late to make it 10.6. Be it resolved that the CAO
10.5, Chair,
What's that?
10.5.
Well, that's the one. There is no motion there. On 10.5. That's what I'm saying. We should, with all the communications below it, we should have a meeting, right? That's what there's no motion. That's what I'm gonna make one is therefore authorize the CEO to set up an evening meeting with both councils to discuss the Lake Clementi. I think that's what they're asking for.
Would that cover both 10.5 and 10.6?
Well, let's do one first and maybe we can lump them together with that road agreement. So there was nothing there, so that's my motion, is to set up a meeting. Their council has, on 2 occasions now, have the CEO at least, email our CEO. They'd like a joint meeting between the 2 councils to discuss Lake Clementi.
I'll move that.
Okay, Councilor Ross, seconder. Councilor Maxwell, any questions, concerns for an evening meeting? And they'll, between the 2 CEOs, they can set up a time and discuss what, outside of a regular scheduled council meeting. Yeah. Anybody, any questions, concerns? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor?
So evening,
Evening meeting,
are you
7:00.
talking 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought I could ask her for some dates when they're
exactly.
available, but she really didn't give me any other than evenings. And so I thought maybe you could kind of review your schedules and give me some dates possibilities.
If it's
Because
okay with council, I'll talk to Holly to see what date fits her, and then she can reach out to the CEO of Oakland, Wawanesa. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I think we voted on that one, eh? Yep, okay. Again, 10.6, there's nothing there. Most likely that will be discussed at that meeting. Lake Clementi water level control. Okay, 10.7, be it resolved that council approve the Burns Mendel Engineering or Consulting Engineers Limited Engineering Services agreement for a feasibility study for Gray Road realignment, as well as at the option of cost $19,500, that came right out of the agreement. Further resolved that the CEO be here authorized to sign the said agreement on behalf of the municipality. That 19.5 was right in the letter, but in the attachment, so I'll have a mover.
Oh,
Councilor Ross, seconder. Councilor Maxwell, have something to say there, or comment?
Well,
For the
the
public.
road is pretty dangerous. What night did we have that meeting, or was it a budget meeting?
Mhm.
I couldn't get up and I had to park my truck at the bottom and walk up the hill that night because it was so icy. So that's the night we got rain.
I believe this was also a request from our lawyer to have this done so that we can work on the development agreement with Titan.
That's a good point there, Councilor Maxwell. You got something there, Councilor Brown, or Councilor Rohan?
No.
I'll make a comment. In the 2017 Grand Valley study that was done by an outside firm, they identified the infrastructure roads out there. They need some improvement, so this will almost cover that. We'll see where it goes, and this is just the engineering study. Come back with options for long term for the safety of those people out there, or residents. Yeah. Okay, call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, ooh, that's a long one here. I'll take a drink of water first. Okay, whereas Daryl and Teresa Van Steelen, owners of Southwest 141017W proposed subdivision application 4116-238585 intends to separate the extended farmyard of 10.3 3 acres from the agriculture land of 160.3 acres. And whereas the Keystone Planning District has reviewed the application and has no concerns, therefore be it resolved that council hereby approves and the above said subdivision, subject to the following conditions: that a variance order be obtained for proposed lot 1 to increase the required site area for combined parcel A and B for 10 acres to 10.3 acres, 0.03 acres within the Ag 80 zone as necessary to ensure compliance with the zoning bylaw. That a variance order be obtained for proposed lot 1 to increase the required site width from 200 feet to 78.64 feet within the Ag 80 zone being necessary to ensure compliance with the zoning bylaw. The applicant to obtain a conditional use for the non-farm dwelling of the Ag 80 agriculture zone. The requirements of the Cornwallis Capital Development Bylaw number 1644, 09/2013 requires $2,500 for the new lot created by the subdivision. The applicant to submit written confirmation of on-site wastewater arrangement satisfactory to Manitoba environmental compliance and meeting all conditions and requires a subdivision as necessary. Can I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Councilor Ross. Councilor Grohan, second. Any questions?
Question.
Yeah.
Any non-farm dwelling that has been taken out of quarter sections of land or 80 acres of land has never required a $2,500 new lot creation. We always had it that we could waive that. I just don't believe it should be for a larger subdivision where they've got anywhere from 10 to 20 lots. My opinion on it.
Anybody else?
I
Just-
believe our bylaw does allow for it to be waived by resolution. Is that correct? So where would that resolution go? Would it be the legal way?
If it's not in there as a condition of subdivision and you want to waive it, then yeah, I would look to see a resolution waiving it. I cannot see that. I'm guessing it was just the practice that you didn't do that. And if you haven't been doing that, again, I can remove this, but you really should make an amendment to your bylaw saying that this does not include on-farm dwellings being separated from the farm quarter or whatever. You should really put that in there. Otherwise, you haven't been following the bylaw that says you have to do so, waiving it only by resolution. So I can amend that if you wish and remove it.
You would have to have a friendly amendment to remove that.
Yeah.
Or move the seconders, so. It's up to them whether they wanna do
But-
that or not.
Just a comment, when the CEO brought it to my attention, I used to support exactly what Councilor Brown was referring to, but it's our own bylaw. We're not really adhering to the bylaw, so I think the bylaw needs to be changed first before we waive it here. The way I see it, I read the bylaw.
The bylaw says we can waive it by resolution.
We
So we will
can,
need
but-
another resolution to
but-
waive that charge.
But it doesn't say farm dwelling though. That's in my opinion, when Holly pointed out to me, I think the bylaw needs to be clarified, then you could put it in here.
Right, but if that was the
Yeah.
common practice that you did before and you've been doing that for years, then is it really right to start doing it for this fella? It's up to council. just
How does
know that
council feel? We
you're
could
gonna
make a
have to,
Friendly
As it
amendment.
stands, I wouldn't support this resolution with that in there.
How does council feel?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I, because of the agriculture buildings, yeah, I can see removing it.
Removing it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the mover. You got a seconder if you want to make a friendly amendment or an addition.
No, I'm fine with the amendment.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay? So make an amendment to waive the $2,500.
so I will just remove it because, yeah.
In the past, we did make a comment, Council Brown, correct, to waive the $2,500 fee. So we could remove the requirements of the 2,500 and then add that the $2,500 fee be waived. That's what previous resolutions, right? On those type of applications.
Oh, did they waive them?
Oh, yeah,
They
there was,
actually put that in there?
I
Because
am sure we did.
like I've just reviewed the last few and I didn't see it anywhere in there.
Was it agriculture or?
We were agriculture.
Yeah.
Three
Yeah.
previous ones were.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we put a clause in there to waive the $2,500
Well, on the
subdivision,
last three we hadn't,
but not the last one, yeah.
Yeah. So those were the three I looked at.
years ago, we were stated.
Mm.
Waive.
Because it's in the bylaw problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so you okay with the friendly amendment?
Yes.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried.
I guess Holly was, with having said that we should look at that bylaw and we can.
Yeah.
put it in when we start doing all the bylaws.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's why I put it in
Would you
there.
like a
Yeah.
motion? I would move that we send this bylaw to the bylaw committee for review.
You want a motion there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
Second.
Specific to the waiving of the $2,500 charge for agriculture.
okay, we got a mover and a seconder to have the capital levy bylaw move or sent to the bylaw committee. Okay. All in favor? Carried. Okay, 11. Give me a second. Okay, 11.2. I'll read that over. Be it resolved that the council approves Way to Go Consulting to prepare a charter sewer rate study for submission to the Public Utilities Board.
I'll move that.
We need to put we discussed it before the meeting with the CAO and for the sum of $3,500. My understanding. Okay, I'll have a motion. Council, second. Council Maxwell. Any discussion there? 30, that's the number you,
Who moved it?
I did. Council Ross. Second with Council Maxwell. I'm going too fast, slow me down. Let me know when you're ready.
I just added the estimated amount of 3,500.
Just a minute, 35. So you got any questions? No, all in favor? Carried. Okay, you just tell me when I'm going too fast. Okay. Oh, Spring road restrictions, okay, here we go again. Be it resolved that the municipality will implement spring road restrictions on the same basis as implemented by Manitoba Infrastructure under the 2022 Spring Road Restrictions, SRR. Order number 1, and be it resolved that the municipality shall use the level 2 road restrictions on the following municipal roads: Prairies Landing Road, 102 west, from number 1 to Higgins 55N. Magazine Road, 54N, from PR 340 to Whiten Road 101 west. Spring Valley Road, 52 north, from PR 344, 105 west, east to Boundary Road 48 north. Harris, 100 west, from 51 north to 48 north. PR 344, 105 west, from Patricia Avenue to 55 north, and south to SRV 52 north. High Country Road, 50N, from number 10 east to 1 mile of 109W. 17th Street East, 108 west, from 55N to 54N. First Street, 109 west, from 55N to 54N. Road 54N to PTH 10 east to 108W. Sandy Road, Curtis Road, between number 1 and Lorry Road 59 north. Road 111 from Patricia Avenue 55N to 54N. Kissick from 340 to Curry's Landing Road. All paved roads within the community of Spruce Woods and Grand Valley subdivisions. Okay, I'll have a mover. Councilor Brown, seconder, Councilor Drohan. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, Gray Road isn't listed on there.
That's not, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, can we make a friendly amendment? Do trucks go up that road, like
Yes.
And it's-
Tasmania?
Tasmanian gravel's right there.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Good point, okay, so can we make a friendly amendment to add Gray Road
I'm
from,
good with that.
you good with that? Okay. Gray Road.
Go,
Does anybody else see any other roads that
go.
might have got missed?
AY, EY.
Gray Road.
AY.
AY?
Okay. Friendly amendment for the addition. Any other questions? No. Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Just a second. 11. Okay, 11.4. Be it resolved that the RMF Cornwallis retain the services of and appoint Andy Chartrand of the Canadian Corps and Commissioners Manitoba Division or his nominee to oversee and facilitate the municipality's recovery efforts, as well as prepare and submit a disaster financial assistance DFA claim covering the 2022 spring flood event to Manitoba Emergency Measures Organization, EMO, or inclusion of the DFA program as a recoverable expense. Can I have a mover?
I will move that.
Yep, Councillor Maxwell,
Second.
Councillor Brown seconds it. Any questions? Any?
I believe we're being hired to ferry our stuff through from the VFA claims, and all of their costs are also covered. So it sounds like
Yep. Okay, anybody else got any questions? Ask for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Go to the next one. Okay, I'll read that out, the way it's in front of us. Whereas the Whitehead and the RM of Cornwallis have a boundary road agreement which requires mutual consultation prior to committing expenditures other than routine maintenance. And whereas Whitehead wishes to build up a low area at Road 114W and extend the culvert plus riprap, topsoil and grass. Now therefore be it resolved that the RM of Cornwallis agree to the 50/50 cost sharing expenditure. Here's the motion. Can I have a motion? No motion means no action. Okay, Council Gohan, you gonna move it? To put it on, Council,
Yeah, I'll second.
okay, Council Brown,
Comments, I think.
what's that? To get it on, okay,
First, allow us to have comments.
okay, well, it's on the floor, then, go ahead, Council Gohan.
This normal is going to our public works as well, so we
There's a story on this, that 114 is the same one that Marston Road is, right?
Yeah.
It-
We have some work we want to do.
On the other,
Marston.
on the,
They
yeah,
have work, this is south
Mhm.
of, the other east.
Yeah.
And so I think there's some negotiating going on. Am I right, Bob? I mean,
Well, you do have an agreement with them.
we have an agreement to share half, but they would have an agreement to share the half of ours as well, so there may be some discussion, so I'm not sure we can.
Right.
I don't know what we're doing.
well, I'm not gonna support it the way it's written, I just put it on the table, I'd like to see a meeting between Whitehead and their council to bring them in here and discuss, because they're talking on the north end, our residents want the south end, and I got a text the other day from, I think he's an engineer, the individual, he lives in Army, actually lives right there, when I read the text, and he wants to meet me out there to,
You're talking Martin Woods, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking?
yeah, Marsden Road,
Yeah,
yeah,
well, the piece they have is south of Brandon. It's down in Faisal, it's not really.
Well, it's actually quite a creek area, spring runoff type area.
But it's down in that area, southwest.
that's,
And it normally
Really?
goes out all the time.
okay, my mistake, as soon as I see that,
I know
As soon
it's-
as I
but
see
there's two
Tasmania,
construction sites, and they're both on the same road, except they're quite a ways apart.
okay,
So I agree, I
Yeah.
think we should have them and discuss both of them, and say,
I
hey,
agree,
because I think the one we're looking at is gonna be more expensive
Oh. a lot more,
than theirs, so just,
On this particular spot, Cornwallis doesn't look after that 4 miles, Whitehead does.
mhm,
It's where we look after the north portion,
yeah, maintenance wise,
maintenance wise.
mhm.
so it's one of those things.
But it's,
We were talking about it,
I think a meeting would be advantageous here, because we gotta discuss our concern with our end here.
Yeah.
It's a meet, and then they can bring their
So
concerns.
how do we go about, we just let this slide, or we amend it to say we wanna meet to discuss?
Set up a meeting, again, up to the CAOs and council.
could
Yeah.
you just say table it?
that's the table, so
I think their public works and planners and our public works and planners need to be at that meeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've already been talking.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Okay, if you're okay with that, to table it, and we'll get the CEO to set up a meeting. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's okay, I think the mover kind of. No, okay. Okay, call for the question, all in favor of the table? Carry. You're gonna have to set up a meeting there, Ollie,
Evening, but if
That
we
would
want to
be
have the
the
public
afternoon.
works folks,
yeah, in the
then
afternoon.
it sh-
During the day.
Yeah.
should be
4
during the
o'clock.
day. 4 o'clock?
Yeah, 4 o'clock, it should be. Okay. 11.6. Whereas the government of Manitoba has provided the RM of Cornwallis a one-time per capita funding to support strategic infrastructure projects. And whereas Manitoba has prepared a letter of agreement which outlines the terms and condition of the funding, therefore be it resolved that the chief administrative officer be here authorized to sign the said agreement on behalf of the municipality. Can I have a move?
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Ross, Councilor Wilhelm moves it. Any questions? All in favor? Carried.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna move.
Excuse me.
Just say when.
Get back there. Okay. So who moved that? Sorry.
Councilor Ross and Councilor Wilhelm, I'm sorry. Thought it was-
You did, but I
Yeah.
was slow. Okay,
Good?
carried?
It was carried, yeah. I called for the question. Okay. Now to 11.7. Be it resolved that council members, the CEO, be hereby authorized to attend the AMM Spring Convention to be held in Brandon on April the 9th to April the 11th, 2024. Further resolved that all applicable registration and expenses be authorized in accordance with the indemnity bylaw 1605 as amended. I have a mover. Councilor Rohan moves it. Second. Councilor Brown. Ready? Okay, so we're looking for debate. Any questions? No? Councilor Brown?
Didn't we just have a convention?
The EMM, that's annually. It's the spring one. This is the spring one.
The same organization? They have two?
Yep.
Yeah.
EMM.
This is more hands-on, like there's more education.
Yeah.
And then you break into your different groups and
Regular sessions. Yeah. Any other question? Only thing I will say, whoever plans on going, send an email to Holly so she can register. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it has,
still
what's that?
another couple weeks.
It is, but the quicker she has it, then, before we forget. Okay. I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. 11.8. Whereas Resolution 2023-378 hired Kerry Lawless to provide financial and administration support, which terms were to be evaluated at the end of January 2024. And whereas council is satisfied with the support and terms, therefore be it resolved that the agreement with Kerry Lawless be extended for an additional, I'll leave that up to the mover, how many months. It's blank here, but I'll leave that up to the mover. It's,
I'll make the motion and pretty much it's written on the line, so.
and it's got a question, so that's why I left it
We'll
open.
go
I'll
with 3 months. Fine.
I'll second the motion.
second the motion. Question?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we wouldn't have a garbage bylaw or it's levy for this, for chair unless it was there. So we can.
Anybody else? Any question?
He's worth his weight in gold.
I'm gonna abstain from voting here, folks. I wasn't at the meeting when I was hired. I never did see the conditions, and so I'm voting on something here that I didn't see the agreement, so I'll just abstain from voting. Yeah, I wasn't at that meeting. No, so nobody else has any questions? I'll call for the question. All in favor? Yeah, 4-0. I'll abstain. I didn't know what the agreement was. I wasn't at that meeting. Okay. Okay. There's no resolution on that one, just a comment. On the open wall, Anissa, I think we can probably put 11.9. There's no resolution, it's just a what we can do there is maybe when we meet with Oglala, we can kill two birds with one stone, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
No,
We don't have an agreement with them. and
No. We can,
Normally, the boundary road to the west, when Wallace looks after, the boundary road to the
Yeah.
east,
we can,
Oakland looks after. but
Yeah.
There's no agreement.
we can feel them out. Okay, so no action, that'll be part of the meeting agenda.
Yeah, I think they're looking to formalize
Yeah.
their agreement. And the only suggestion that I have, which we can tell those folks when we meet, we want to be more specific about what a maintenance includes.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like, does it include gravel? Does it include grass cutting,
Dust control.
dust control? Like,
Yeah, no,
that type
that's
of
fair.
thing.
Okay, so put that on the Oglala meeting agenda. Okay, number 12, going camera.
On the water, there was a couple of items that slipped down from the top.
Yeah.
Should be looked at.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
7.6,
I
Okay.
knew we
sorry,
were
good catch.
more
and,
ahead of it. Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Okay, so 7.6.
You want me to read that one?
No, I can read that one. 7.6. Yep, okay. Whereas on July the 19th, 2022, the state of local emergency was declared by the Cornwallis Council to relieve flooding of property and infrastructure at Lake Clementi. The road was cut. And whereas damage occurred to crop and hayland downstream as a result of the declaration and release of water. And whereas a claim of damage has been submitted by Ed Fardo documenting crop and hay losses at Southwest 2919 West and Southeast 3010 in the amount of $7,230. Therefore, be it resolved that the RM of Cornwallis compensate Ed Fardo for the amount claimed. Be it further resolved that the administration attempt to recover these costs from the Disaster Financial Assistance DFA claim. We'll have a move.
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Brown,
Just clarifying the southeast 3, it should be 319. 3919.
so.
You don't like that zero, do you?
Either 0.
So we reboot okay, hang on. What item was that? I just refreshed.
So it's Southwest 2919 and Southeast 3919. Oh yeah, we got too many zeros in there.
And then reboot it again. Okay. You got that? Can you repeat the numbers so Councillor Brown can correct it? I just read what was on the screen.
I forget where I am here. Okay, 76.
Southwest.
So you want me just to read the
Well,
sections?
just the sections, the
Yeah.
area.
Southwest 2919 and Southeast 3919.
Okay, so that is correct. Yeah, that's the only. Okay, any questions here, Bob, or concern? No. Councilor Maxwell?
And Ed seconded, sorry,
Yes,
Councillor
Ed
Maxwell seconded it.
It's on the table. Anybody else got anything? Yeah, just gonna make a comment, maybe for a friendly amendment. Therefore, be like, how does council feel, or the mover feel? Therefore, be it resolved that the RM of Cornwallis compensate Ed Fardo for the amount claimed. Why don't we remove that and then get administration to go after DFA? Because if DFA sees that, if we're paying them up front, they might not reimburse us. So should we go after DFA first? Is that,
Well, just as a point of interest, that is what the commissioners are going after, is this whole thing, and that's going to be put into that package. It was already, Carrie's kind of Fed thinks we can get it, but we're not sure we get it. And I don't think we should make them wait. We've been waiting a couple of years now, so I just like to see us pay them out,
So
put it in as a payment.
the next thing, when that state of emergency was discussed, there was no compensation mentioned, like when we declared that state of emergency. It's my understanding, and Councilor Brown, you might be able to help me here, that was almost like a verbal agreement or a commitment that somebody made out in the,
Well, there was a commitment to look after the farmer, Mr. Fargo, for releasing all this water onto his property. His farmland that, Mr. Carroll's owns and leases it. And then they own some hay land across it onto the, section 3992, so. It's gotta be compensated.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
so,
You cut that.
yeah, the question, who made the commitment, Councilor Brown, I got? Like,
No,
who-
it was kind of it was basically, there was a little meeting down at the lake, and there was 3 of us as council members were at that. And we committed to help them if DFA wouldn't look at, and they didn't because of, there was time restraints.
So it was a, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a verbal commitment to spend taxpayers' money without a resolution. Am I hearing correct?
All of that.
Are we, a question for council, are we setting a precedent here?
I don't think we are. If you cut it open, just in a state of emergency situation, whatever damage we cause declaring that, we gotta compensate for it. So I don't know whether there was a resolution to declare the state of
There was.
emergency.
Well, there was a resolution for a state of emergency, but not,
Well, the
Damage.
results of it are gonna have to be compensated. Someone's got to do it.
well, why don't we go after DFA first?
That's what we're doing.
But we're paying him first, so
Yeah.
how
You
about,
wanna recommend that we don't pay the
No.
guy, we pay him on a condition DFA pays?
no, basic, what I suggested is to remove the one and go after DFA with the same, for the same amount. If it comes, we'll just reimburse him.
And if it doesn't come,
So I've got a point of order or process. DFA, you have to pay the money to be reimbursed. You can't do it reverse.
Oh, you
Like,
can't- oh,
no, we have to claim what we spent, and we have to have spend that money in
Oh,
order to
okay.
do the claim. Yeah, like, you can't,
okay. So that's the
It's
process.
basically no different than a culvert going out, they have to fix it.
yeah.
I mean,
And
Okay,
if
well,
our
now
guys went there and fixed it and they worked overtime, we can claim that, but we can't decide 2 years later
Yeah.
that we should have paid the guys to go there and do that. You have to, yeah. So you have to pay it and then claim it.
Time to, a year and a half later.
Well,
Yeah. Mhm.
obviously this didn't get done.
Okay, then I didn't realize you have to
Yeah.
pay it out first. And
Yeah,
then
no.
come back. I don't know the rules of that. That's why we're getting the commissioners. Okay, anybody else got anything? I'll call for the question. All in favor? No. Carried. Okay.
7-Eleven, I'm gonna motion that this be moved to the utility committee.
Okay.
And we set up a meeting with the ratepayer.
Rachel and the engineer and the
Yep.
double workers, WSB, Manitoba Water Service Board. Is that what your motion is? Yes.
Sorry, 7-Eleven, what's your,
He wants to meet with us.
right?
So my motion is that we move this to the utility committee and set up a meeting. With the committee, the ratepayer, and the engineer.
And Manitoba Water Services Board too.
So you want to set up a meeting with utility committee and the ratepayer.
Excuse me, Mr. Council Ross, you want the engineer and water services board?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have all the necessary parties. Yeah, that's your,
That's my motion, yeah.
I'll get a second once she's done. Can you read that? Once you've got it typed out, I don't see it here.
So just motion to move item 7.11 to utility committee with the meeting and include the ratepayer. And can the engineer and WSP be at the meeting?
Manitoba Water Services Board. Yeah. Okay, there's your motion. Second. Council Gohan. Anybody got any questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. No, there was something else?
I think that was it. Oh, hydro?
Yeah, the hydro one. Yep. I gotta get that one. Just give me a second. Where is it?
Seven. Oh, there it is,
11.
yeah. The hillside colony.
Yeah. Looking for it.
7.7.
07, it's way up there. Okay.
I haven't moved them down. It's- Yeah.
Okay, be it resolved that council has no concerns with Manitoba Hydro's plan of the proposed installation of lines under Road 102 West for Hillside Colony. Have a mover. Councilor Brown, seconder. Councilor Maxwell is the seconder. Yep. Got that? Any questions here, Bob? No? It's putting a conduit in, so they just, according to Hydro's letter, put Hydro underneath the road instead of going overhead.
And
Yeah.
I normally run these past the public works supervisor, which I've done. So
Yep.
if he has any concerns.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay, now we're down to number 12, right?
Yeah.
Yep. No, we didn't. What's that? 7.8. So we move. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. Be it resolved that council members be here authorized to attend the Manitoba Emergency Measures 2024 Local Authority Workshops to be held at various locations in February 2024. Further be it resolved that all applicable registration and expenses be authorized in accordance with the indemnity bylaw 1605 as amended. Have a mover.
I would say probably no action because our location would be at service and that was on February 8th.
Yeah.
No action?
I
Okay.
didn't know, but there is one, you can do it online. But again, I don't know, you're not really spending anything on it if you do it at home or,
So
so,
no
I
action?
mean, but you would spend the time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Second.
up to you.
The next one is 7.3. going backwards here. Be it resolved that council members be here are authorized to attend the Manitoba Weed Sprayers Association seminar on weed control issues to be held in Carberry on March 1st, 2024. Further resolved that all applicable registration expenses be authorized in accordance with the indemnity bylaw 1605 as amended. Have a mover.
I'll move that.
Councillor Ross, seconder, Councillor Drohan. Any questions?
I'm wondering, just to, should the public works foreman attend this? I mean, it's for weed inspectors. I know I read it in some other staff could attend. I mean, is it something the council really use?
Yeah,
I don't know who should go. Do we have a lead, do we have a lead inspector?
he's our contract,
He's a contract.
contractor, so
But I mean, we're talking about.
up to you guys.
Years ago, we used to go as counselors. It's, I haven't been to one for a number of years, but it was informative at the time.
I mean, I don't know what, like 2 years ago, we didn't spray. Last year, we did 18 miles. I don't know what value, like, we need to really relook, and I think Councillor Ross, you're looking at you've been talking to weed districts to see what we can do long-term, but it's not for this year, because we're still under contract. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else got questions? I'll call for the question. All in favor? Okay.
So we're just putting council members
Yeah.
for now.
I guess that's the resolution.
It would be the indemnity bylaw that would
Yeah.
pay for it, so if somebody wants to register, they just let you know that they're going.
Yeah, I can see if he wants to.
Okay, 7.2. Okay, be it resolved that council members be authorized to attend the Southwest Horizon School Division and AGM and Public 2024-25 budget consultation to be held in Brandon on February 21, 2024 at 7 p.m. Further resolved that all applicable registration expenses be authorized in accordance with the indemnity bylaw 1605 as amended. I'll have a motion. So Councillor Johan is the mover.
I'll second.
Seconder, Councillor Ross. Okay. Okay, any questions? No. Oh, okay. Yep, it's in Brandon. In the evening. It's an evening meeting. Inviting the public.
Oh, no, it says Brandon.
What's that?
It's in Brandon. Yeah, I didn't think it was Brandon. It's got Brandon in one
Well, it
spot,
says Brandon.
but on the invite it says Hartney.
So, well, then we should change it then.
Yeah.
It's right in the resolution, Brandon. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll make that change to Hartney.
I guess technically, I'm probably the only one that pays tax to Southwest, but I'm not available that week, so I'm gonna have to come.
Okay, anybody else got questions? Call for the question. All in favor? Going. Okay. The other ones, I think we moved to budget and finance. Okay, now, going to the bottom, before we go on camera, we missed the inquiry. Normally when we go on camera, we move the inquiries up. So if everybody's okay, does anybody have an inquiry before we go on camera? No? Okay. Now I'll have a motion. Be it resolved that in accordance to the Municipal Act, Section 152(3), council do hereby close the meeting to the public and move into camera at 9:04 p.m. to discuss Personnel, a matter that is preliminary stages and respecting which discussion in public could prejudice the municipality's ability to carry out its activities and negotiations, the conduct of existing or anticipated legal proceedings, the conduct of an investigation under and enforcement of or act or bylaw, the security of documents or premises, a report of the ombudsman received by the head of council, and further resolve that council agreed to keep in confidence all matters discussed at this closed session. I'll move.
All motion.
Yep.
Second.
Second, Council Brown. Any discussion? Call for the question. All in favor? Yep. We are in camera, so should we go next door?
Yeah, well, are we gonna keep Zoom going while we're over there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I vote, have signs up. Pretty bad. My phone down, I go shut down, and I said, that's what we're doing right now, so we're heading to the train. Because I knew they so much crap. So, and then there's some problems, actually, public was okay. He told me what to do. I don't know what Steve hired. So I said, what is she was like, fine. But she didn't believe us. And yeah, for a moment. And he said, watch. And I'm lucky that we have a shame here. At least he cares about his job. And poor girl, he fucked it up at Chelsea. Look on there. Her mom used to be literally crushing people. Yeah, she's probably working with her. I guess that Lulu, she left him. Yeah, she's the one that I think is with the dentist, next hospital. Kyle. But anyway, the other one is public works. She doesn't agree, and all of a sudden, just here, go to public works. Yeah, so anyway, helping her with gravel stuff.
Yeah,
She's very appreciative. And she's property on Three Lane Road, there's a house on there. Yeah, okay. Oh, I got the road. Trying to get it. No, what are you talking about? I think you do, let's wait. You went to a little house. You and, good, so they must do the podcast. When you get older, the doctor's the best friend. I'm not a scared. I'm the dad. I should go now. I have it under control. Don't take mine. One pill a day. That's one. But, you breathe in, here you go.
It's okay. I don't know. It does.
I think that'd be a really good idea. Yeah, we're gonna get, we haven't called me for a while, we have a pretty good budget. Yeah, I better shut up.
Keep an eye on things. Just about to-
Yeah, we're, pretty good there for a little while. Thank you. No, my golf cart got sold right in the doorstep. You know, you see, you know, somebody back in the ditch, just loaded it up and ready. Come on, man. The other guy there, he decided he liked my new half ton. Want to take it for a drive? And I wait, and I got him. Oh, yeah. And then the other guy, you weren't there, there's an RC from that time, the guy broke in that place. They're kept this way. I grabbed him by that collar, eh? That was something. So I got a hold of him, this guy, long red hair, so weird. As soon as he started talking, I know he's stoned. I put the dog in, and I got right in his face. And, we were, I had my underwear on, it's cold as hell.
Well,
That didn't scare him enough.
I don't want to.
Anyway,
you missed one. It was a speedo.
No, anyways.
I phoned the RCs, and they come, and as soon as they see them, and I had the dog in, the RC says, "Boy, scared the piss out of him." He's right down his leg, and was coming over his back leg. The RCMP, they just grabbed it, and they just, you know, put their hand on his head. Week later, that's a picture in the paper of launch. And they call it the Renaissance. And, they called it the Virginia kid. And, I just really did it, and it was basically going on. So, that's what we did. And then we did it.
Apparently.
He's got numerous charges for weapons, not like couldn't get a hold of this much back. That was when. And so. Yes. So take him over to jail, and take him to the hospital to check. Take him over to jail, bunch of stuff. What to, please pick up, put up in my house. For the home, I started looking at short budget. And then, it's up in the house. So I had to get. So then, I had to go. And she said, "One for us." And then everybody said, "I appreciate it." So then I have to agree on it. Or I was there, I had to agree on it. And then I have to turn around and take it.
That's right.
And then I have to-
And then,
We'll go with that. How do you keep coming? How do you get in? Hanging on that door. And he's got a teacher. I said this kid, I come in, Mr. Howard, I'm full. You can stay here, so. He said, "Can you phone the police line?" I said, "Did you do something wrong? Did you have an accident?" He said, "No, I just got out of jail." he just let me out, I got no fault. Well, he lived at, and, he said, nobody will pick me up, and so I phoned the RC. They came and got me. I said, yeah, I said, don't let this kid, he's not a bad kid. His buddy was driving down by Delaware, just around the ditch, he said, his buddy, let me drive, he was going to town to vacation. He got behind the wheel, he drove a mile, and he got this reference. Talk about how the kid had no license, and then we got him inside. Took him to the car, and took him to the van, let him out at 6 o'clock at night. So, anyway, they took him to the van, they called it Smyrna House, and they gave him a fair deal, in a white sweater. Next day, I'm having coffee in the morning, at 10 o'clock, he was on my doorstep, I go, oh my God. She said, Mister, I can't get my son close, can I use your phone? So I phoned his dad, and I'm listening, and he phoned everybody, nobody was in the way. I said, you know what, kid, today's your lucky day. He said, you want what you want? Not really. I said, go get in that truck. And I drove him to the. He just, I mean, he just, everything was just going back. And then, I know the ambulance thing was down. Yeah, he's not a bad kid, but, his dad and his grandma were crazy, they're all. You know what they did with him, well, I don't know, in COVID? He took his knee up to the but right now, that's my truck. He was on such floor on the roof, he puts the truck over. No, nothing. Yeah, the damage was down the whole block, it just looked like the, oh, we found a woman, we found a gravel roads up to the lot. And now they do very healthy, it was always turn off. One of the drivers from Skate yeah, he says, I'm you're getting missing for a couple of weeks. I picked this woman up and he said, geez, beat was after. Oh, really, where are you? So they told me, I'm only a mile from you, so I'm just gonna meet her. So I stopped, she stopped saying, grass, I started gravel burns all down the arms and legs. Raccoon eye and big lips. What did you do to him to make him do that to you? She says, I wouldn't give him a cigarette. I told my God. So Miss Kitty said, he said, you better not come around here when I'm here. I said, you see what he did to her, he'll kill you. Anyway, and so anyway, he took me down to number 3 in the RC. And the RC stopped me there, and they said, where exactly was it? This is guy they call him Sap, and this is just like, yeah. And lots of trouble. So they got the SWAT team to go get him. And this girl made up, I don't know, I can't remember. Oh, no, they bring her to the hospital. She goes right back from me. Oh, she did some with drugs. They look right at the medical. So they're right inside.
It's a feel good project.
Denora, good letters. Second Trevor over there? Let deal with Huckleberry. Go there in the morning, you got a cigarette in one hand, a beer in the other, and none of them have dropped. No. And yet, the price of Huckleberry, we get these signs that touch the wood sign, and you get to walk the gravel and have to go on the road, so soft and thick. Watch the guy drive up in a half ton, threw him in one sign in the back, and I couldn't get to the top, so over. He went down the road, he grabbed the other one, threw it back and drove away. So I said to somebody, I don't know why you take the sign, the truck training. He goes, well, that guy's saying, she reckon we just cut him up and get off by road. He's taking him going to work, he gets fired.
I thought maybe started that.
No, the only guy that got fired is well, there's some, you must need some interesting people there.
I worked 5 years.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You need to go that way. You live in that little bit house.
All right, they have it.
Don't worry about it. Go in the middle school. Little things. He said to me when I dropped him off, well, next time I see you, I said, I never want to see you again. Wall around the lake. You go around Lake Many there? We got spread, I think it's 4 inches in a whole mile, right? I would say. You can't see them. They're here. Doesn't give me a good idea, when I hold it here. I never ever been for 50 years. I never ever got that job. I thought it was maybe a friend of son was on Carl, we went to the front, remember the new system, so I went all the mannequins. One mannequin was sitting underneath the car. And I'm just getting a ride in my car, ready to lose. Well, I looked at the ride, all of a sudden, inside the new system, so I'm going to leave it. This is the girl. She said, no, I was just gonna do that. She was, I mean, one side, some walking around, just a trail. Some guy sat on the gas, and decided she had a ride. She sat on the gas and you get, when you sit on.
Yeah,
the
those keep moving.
She would hear that stuff and right back across the road.
If we can hire the ones.
In the girl beside me, my daughter, she's freaking out. I shot her. Yeah.
Just keep going.
I went, I was only going to walk. I just, you can see that there's a new piece of wall in there for years. I'm glad they cleaned it. I go by there every Friday. It's like the Carroll County answer. I'm glad they didn't put my name with all these girls saying, correct. The vote right there.
That was our news.
I get things now. You know,
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a minute here, Ollie.
Yeah, no, I need to, I need a minute too.
Okay, my motion to come out of camera. We shouldn't have to extend it. It is cold here.
I wouldn't think.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
I'll have a motion from somebody to come out of camera.
The result, council reconvened regular open session, 9:39 p.m.
Seconder? Council Drohan. So Council Maxwell, Council Drohan. Okay, well, any questions? Call the question, all in favor? We're out of camera. Okay. So, I'll read the motion there. If you want. What's that? Yeah. Like, the 12.1, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whereas the financial analyst, Kayla Porter, and administrative assistant, Michelle Grabowski, both successfully completed their introductory period of 6 months. Therefore, be it resolved that the Human Resources Policy Manual are eligible for the full-time employee benefits. resolution?
I'll do it.
Councillor Maxwell, can I have a second?
One second.
Councillor Ross? Anybody got any question? Call for the question. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Okay, we'll be the next one. Whereas Council Code of Conduct Bylaw 1693 states if a third-party investigator is used and the complainant and respondent must join select an investigator. And whereas the complaint number 4, both parties have agreed to use the investigator currently engaged by Cornwallis, therefore be it resolved that the interim CEO for the Code of Conduct complaint number 4 to investigate Solutions Network for the investigating stage, approved by resolution number 2023-427 of the complaint resolution process. Have a move. Councillor Cohen, Councillor Maxwell. Any questions? I'm not going to support that. That's a complete waste of money in my opinion, but that's just, yep. Anybody else got anything? Call for the question. All in favor? Yep. Against? I'm against. 4-1 or 1-4. Yep. Okay. Now, there's no other resolutions, but we do have 12-4, but there's no resolution. No,
Right, I'm
we'll
just
discuss it.
updating you
Yeah.
on it. Nothing's necessary yet because I don't have anything formal yet.
For the emergency. Okay, there's nothing else on the agenda. Motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
Okay, Council Ross. Second, Council Brohan. To adjourn. Meeting's over. Yep. Good, thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, didn't I? All in favor?
So now I have to.
Oh, you want these, here's these here. Or do you want them?
Hang on one sec. Let me carry this. Update this and somehow turn that fellow off.
9:43.
Oh, end stream at the very bottom there.
Stream.
There we go. And end.
And